Welcome! One of these librarians is sitting in the secret square, and the contestant who picks it first could win a library shop prize package worth nearly $50!
$50?
Yes! So let's meet our librarians. Christina from Pacific Beach Library. Azalea from Central Library. Vanessa from the Pauline Foster Teen Center at Central Library. Lydia from North Park Library. Aaron from University Heights Library. Mark from Oak Park Library. Kevin from Ally Gardens Benjamin Library. Marissa from Sarah Mesa Library. And me, Bijan! Hi! I'm from College Rolando Library. All in the Librarian Hollywood Squares. And here's your host of Librarian Squares, Library Shop Scott. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Bijan, and good evening, and welcome to the Librarian Hollywood Squares, the world's premier and only librarian-powered vintage game show parody. Hello, librarians. Okay, now let's meet our contestants. Ms. O is Tammy Adams. Tammy is a stay-at-home mom of 2 girls and a retired naval flight officer. Tammy, you were one of the first women to transition to combat aircraft, and you were the only female flight officer during your first cruise in 1996 on the USS George Washington. Is that correct?
That's true, but you make me feel really old when you bring up the years.
Oh, the 90s. Those were the days, right?
That's right.
So I guess there's a lot of great questions I could ask you about this, and thank you for your service, but I think at the top of my head is, which film is more accurate, Top Gun or Officer and a Gentleman, as far as your experience?
Well, you know, Top Gun is my favorite movie of all time. It actually came out when I was at the Naval Academy, and kind of one of the reasons I wanted to go fly. And yeah, hands down, awesome. Top Gun.
Cool. And so you're thinking sequel is a good idea or a bad idea?
Oh, wait. Yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait. I was so disappointed when they delayed it due to coronavirus.
Yeah. And Tammy, you're also a big user of library resources given your 2 kids, correct?
Yes, that's true. We go to the summer reading library. We started out with that, and now we've moved on to do some of the more STEM programs for the girls, the STEM programs for girls at Mission Valley, Ally Gardens, San Carlos. We've traveled around to quite a few of them, and really, the girls really enjoy them.
Oh, that's amazing. And you know, this year's summer reading program is actually virtual since the branches are closed, but you can still pick up holds. So this year we're doing, the first time ever, it's a San Diego Public Library Foundation, which is who the library shop is owned by and who I work for. We're doing a summer readathon challenge where if the community reads 200,000 books during summer reading, we will donate $10,000 to the library's programming. So I encourage you to sign up if you haven't already online and do some summer reading from home.
Great, we will.
Valley Ride Science also has STEAM videos online as well for at home.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Through our website. So
build a rocket in your living room.
Okay, maybe not quite that scientific.
Take note, parents.
Or a jet engine, maybe, for Tammy. Okay, let's meet Ms. X. It's Lee Udell. Lee is a retired attorney, an avid bicyclist and reader, and she lives in Coronado. Lee just stepped down from the Coronado Arts Commission, where she was the Literary Arts Commissioner for 3 years, and I believe you organized the Coronado One Book Community Read.
Yeah, we've done it 4 years now. This year was interrupted. We were in the middle of doing programming for Susan Orlean's The Library Book, but
which is an amazing book. Even if you're not a librarian, it's an amazing book. Yeah. And so
we'll be looking forward to having her come back and speak whenever conditions allow.
Great. So she will come back and do the event that I know you guys in Coronado had to postpone, right?
Right.
Yeah. And she also, she came to the Mission Hills Library in I think February or January of 2019, and that video is actually available on the Library Shop's Facebook page if you want to get your Susan Orlean fix in during the quarantine. So thank you for joining us. The object of the players is to get 3 librarians in a row, either across, up, down, or diagonally. It is up to the contestant to figure out if the librarian is giving them a correct answer or making it up to get the square. Each completed game is worth a $25 Library Shop gift card. First 2 out of 3 games wins the match, and each match there is 1 secret square.
Ooh, well. And X will start the search for a secret square to win a modern moose 3D wall clock. Wow! Your choice of 3 original and whimsical designs: hippo, penguin, and rocket. By artist and designer and company owner Paul Osipik. These handsome crafted clocks feature silent quartz movement, require no assembly, and are made in the USA. 1/8-inch thick laser cut Baltic birch plywood have pre-drilled holes for easy hanging and retail at $48.95. Clock requires 1 AA battery, not included. Modern Moose, we make fun stuff. Back to you, Scott.
Wow, that is an amazing prize. And I'm really excited for someone to win it today because Library Shop inventory is next week, and we've had those clocks for 3 years, so it'd be nice to clear one out. Now let's show the audience at home who the secret square is. And on to the questions for our librarians. They must answer with a guess or a bluff and are hearing the actual questions for the first time as they are asked. Lee, as Ms. X, you have the board. Please start us off.
Thank you, Scott. And I will start with Bijan for the center.
Hey.
Bijan, Mr.
Strategy.
Popularity at Librarian Hollywood Squares.
I tried.
Yes.
Who can say no to that face?
I know.
Bijan, what was the first year of Comic-Con? What year was the first Comic-Con?
Comic-Con was started in 1971.
1971. Lee, do you agree or disagree?
I'm going to go with yes.
Very close, Bijan. Comic-Con was
Oh.
started in 1970. I was born. I was
so
born in
close.
71.
So
Maybe you're
close.
confusing that. So the O
I'm
goes.
sorry, Lee. I tried.
Oh,
Yep. Tammy, you have the board. You're an O.
Keep that up. I like it.
That's false advertising.
Okay. That's helpful. Okay, how about Miss Vanessa?
Vanessa, how are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Very well. You know I have a list of fun facts here. I should probably consult them. It says here that you refuse to accept that dinosaurs are extinct. Is that true?
That is very true. They live on in my heart.
So Vanessa has an amazing, for context, for those of you fans of the show, Vanessa has an amazing collection of dinosaur-themed accessories, dresses, handbags, etc. So thank you.
I even have the dinosaur modern use clock.
And she has the matching clock, yes, of the Secret Square prize today. So I'm going to ask a Harry Potter question. Obviously, current events, J.K. Rowling has sort of exposed a little blind spot in her life, but the world of Hogwarts, let's stay there. Where did the we won't address J.K., but hopefully she's learning from what she's been saying lately. So we'll see.
Dinosaurs are awesome.
Dinosaurs are awesome. Thank you. So where did the pen to paper birth of Harry Potter take place, according to J.K. Rowling, knowing that she's not the best source for information right now?
Are we talking specific location?
The specific place that she has, she's said that she's written the book. That she said she began the books. And the way she phrases it as the first bricks of Hogwarts were laid in,
The library.
So she began writing Harry Potter in the library. Tammy?
Wow.
Agree or disagree?
You know what? I'll agree. Why not? Sounds like a good place.
Yeah, when in doubt, go to the library, right?
It would be an amazing place to start a book, but she claims it was in her flat in Clapham Junction overlooking a sports shop.
That is very specific.
It is. And
Yeah.
so
I was gonna go with her apartment, but you know.
I thought that it was somewhere in Portugal, in a university bookstore.
so
I
that
thought it was
is
on a train.
that is the urban legend is that it was in a cafe, and she has debunked that. So
Oh.
it is false information. Though I wouldn't be surprised the answers I've been giving out today have all been wrong. So I'm sure when we fact check this, that was wrong as well. But Lee, you have the board.
Okay, and Vanessa,
Sorry.
thanks. I will go with, let's try Erin.
Oh my God.
Aaron. So we were just speaking of J.K. Rowling. She exhibited a little blind spot about the trans community, which is something here at the San Diego Public Library is a very important part of who we are as a library system. And I know that coming up, we're doing a virtual Pride Festival. Did you want to tell us anything about that?
Right now.
Well, right now, as a matter of fact, we start in June because most places June, because of Stonewall, is Pride. So we start in June and go through July, and we're having virtual Pride. So virtual Pride on our website and on Facebook, SDPL Pride on Facebook. And if you look up on our website, there's a little link for the LGBTQIA committee, which I'm on, and just look it up. We have a commemorative card. Last year was the first year we had a card for Pride. This year it's awesome, and you'll love it.
And it was designed by patrons too, I believe. The card.
We had 3 cards to choose from, and actually we had 3 age groups, and there's the one that won the full Monty. That's not a good.
Is that the right way to phrase that?
There was a girl from the Malcolm X Library won for the children's category, and she won. What did she win, Scott?
She won a $100 gift card from the library shop.
Wow.
So I guess it shows it's more lucrative to design library cards than to play Hollywood Squares. But so thank you for that information, Aaron. I'm going to
Let me just cut
pivot
in very quick. On that Pride page, you can find out story times, crafts, drag queen story times, like amazing contests, and a variety of other things. So please check it out. Support SDPL Pride. It's awesome stuff.
Cool.
Also, you will see one of my story times.
Oh, you're doing story time. Okay, I'll be there. So, Aaron, let's pivot to Game of Thrones. What is the name of Jon Snow's sword in Game of Thrones?
Johnny
Let's hope Lee's seen. Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy. That makes sense because he's got a sword and he doesn't have any kids probably, so he's near and dear.
Hey,
So,
Johnny Boy.
Lee,
Well,
do you
Aaron,
agree?
with all due respect, I'm going to disagree. It's got to be something more violent than that.
That's a great way to look at it. Is Long Claw.
There we
The
go.
sword's name is Long Claw. I don't know if is it really fearsome to name your sword? I think that's really just kind of, I don't know. It's not
It is a
scaring me.
Valyrian steel blade that was gifted to him by the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch.
Tammy, you have the board, Tammy.
I know it. And it looks
And then
like
Aaron, you need to hold up an X, please.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That means Miss Marissa, it's you and me. Let's make this happen.
All right, Marissa for the block. Marissa, for what reason was the original Where's Waldo book listed among the American Library Association's top 100 most challenged books of the 1990s?
Because the original one, Where's Wally, features some questionable content that's okay in Europe and not so okay here. I believe there's a topless woman on the beach in one of the Where's Waldo scenes.
Tammy, agree or disagree? The Where's Waldo book was banned, challenged because of a topless sunbather.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with the librarian on this one since I'm not.
That's a good strategy. It was, in fact, there was a sunbather in a beach scene among hundreds and hundreds of characters, and that was why it was challenged. So give the O to Marissa's square. And back to
Marissa, those detailed answers.
Yeah, Marissa, you might be the most thorough of the Librarian Hollywood Squares librarians, so thank you. So Lee.
All right, well, Christina, I need you to block.
All right, Christina. We're really excited about those pickled limes that you promised us for next season. Which best-selling novelist owns Parnassus Books in Nashville, Tennessee? She is a famous best-selling novelist, owns a bookstore in Nashville, Tennessee.
I'm trying to remember. I believe it's Ann Patchett. That sounds right to me. Let me say that with more confidence. Hey, Lee.
My mind is saying Barbara Kingsolver, so I'm like, Ann Patchett? Okay.
You're just going with the librarian.
A vote of medium confidence.
Okay.
Librarians know their stuff. I'm
correct.
sure that
Ann,
Christina's got my back here.
Yeah, it's Ann Patchett.
Yay!
So the X. I have a Barbara Kingsolver anecdote because she's from Tucson, and I went to the University of Arizona. We don't have a lot of time though, but I'll sum it up like this. I was a freshman in college. I was applying for a job. It was the middle of summer. It was my first summer in Tucson, living on my own. I was in a suit. It was too hot. I didn't have a car. I had to ride my bike, and I ended up to the interview late. And the punchline is I didn't have time to change out of my shorts. So I showed up like the guitarist in AC/DC in a suit and short bottoms and did the interview and did not get the job with Barbara Kingsolver's Institute. So very bad. So Tammy, you have the board.
Okay, I'm going to go with Kevin.
Kevin. Let's see. This is looking like we could have a tie here, man. This is getting intense. Kevin, you have some other relatives in the public library system, I believe?
I do. I have a whole family, actually. I have other baby brothers, which I look very much similar to. So they sometimes call us the triplets. Or the
triplets,
Tran
okay.
brothers.
Which one of you is the coolest?
Which one of you is the coolest? You?
Yes.
Kevin. Kevin's the coolest. Oh, that's very sweet of you to say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know Kevin Tran's the coolest.
And also, Kevin, I'm pleased to announce that you are the secret square. So this answer is for a Modern Moose wall clock. Are you ready to go?
I am ready.
Dav Pilkey, or Dave, depending on how you want to pronounce his name,
Okay.
came up with the idea for what wildly popular children's series when he was in the 2nd grade, which sort of explains a lot about the series.
I think it's going to be Dogman.
Dogman.
Yeah.
Dav Pilkey came up with Dogman in the 2nd grade. Tammy looks like she's looking over for her kids
I know.
for coaching advice.
I'm like, I
Where's that kid when you need him?
I know.
Let me phone a child.
This is not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You cannot phone a friend.
That's too bad because my daughter would know. But I'm going to agree with Kevin.
Unfortunately, it is Captain Underpants.
Oh.
Captain Underpants.
Wow.
So the X
Let her
goes
stray.
to Kevin Square.
Oh,
That was a tough one. Lee, you have the board.
I will take Azalea for the win.
Azalea for the win. Azalea, which famous author makes a cameo appearance on season 1 of The Handmaid's Tale, or The Handmaid's Tale, sorry.
James Patterson.
James Patterson makes a cameo appearance on season 1 of Handmaid's Tale. Lee, agree or disagree?
Isn't it Margaret Atwood? I'm going to disagree.
Disagree. That is correct. It's Margaret Atwood who also wrote The Handmaid's Tale. Congratulations. You win the first game. $25 library shop gift card.
Wow.
We're currently closed to the public for walk-ins, but you can shop online 24 hours, 7 days a week at libraryshopsd.org. We will do free delivery to anyone in a 25-mile radius of the library. So we'll even cross the bridge over to Coronado for you.
Thank you. Wow.
So we're going to take a...
shorts.
What's that, Darren?
What's that?
Scott will wear his special shorts.
Yeah. Will you deliver it in a suit and track shorts? That would be outstanding.
Outstanding.
We're driving. So I'm just going to pull the plug and go to a commercial break, and we'll be back for the next game after this.
Everybody, it's me, Charlie Goldberg. You probably know me best from my work with the San Diego Public Library Foundation. But you know, when I'm not watching Librarian Hollywood Squares, I'm working on making libraries stronger and more accessible in every San Diego community. You can join me by advocating. Visit librarytransformsd.org to learn more, or make a gift at supportmylibrary.org. Thanks.
Welcome back to Librarian Hollywood Squares. We have Lee with us and Tammy. It's currently 1-0, so best 2 out of 3. We're going on to game 2. Tammy, let's have you start us off.
all right. Well, why don't we start with Mark this time?
Woo! Oh, good. Mark, shaking it up.
Choice.
Mark, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Scott. I'm great.
Good. What's your, we established on the earlier episodes of Librarian Hollywood Squares that you're a bit of an aquarium fanatic. What's the most interesting fish you have in your tank? If you don't, if that's not a personal question.
I think it might be a yellow tang I have, because at night he puts his pajamas on before he goes to bed. He actually changes color from the bottom up, from yellow to white, and they call it putting on his pajamas.
Wow.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. Okay. Which famous singer-songwriter's father is one of the co-founders of the Simon & Schuster publishing house?
You too. Paul Simon?
Paul Simon is the son of the founder of Simon & Schuster Publishing. Tammy, agree or disagree?
I can't think of anybody else, so I'll agree. That sounds good to me.
It's actually Carly Simon.
Oh,
so
too bad.
Sorry, Tammy.
Let's put an X on that one. I was sure, Mark, that you would know your Carly Simon. I'm a little disappointed, to be honest.
Oh, my Paul Simon, I suppose.
Yeah. Lee, you have the board.
All right. I've got to try. Well, let's try Lydia this time.
Oh.
Let's try her.
I noticed
Let's try her.
I like that both of these contestants are not ruthless. They're trying to include all the librarians rather than going for X and O strategy. So I really appreciate that. So, Lydia.
That's my name.
What are the 2 San Diego Public Library buildings designed by architect Rob Quigley? He designed 2 buildings in the system.
I am going to choose San Isidro And Skyline Hills.
Are we going to agree or disagree, Lee?
I have no reason to disagree. Let's agree.
Those are both wrong, Lydia. So congratulations, you got both of those wrong. It's actually Central, of course, which is what he's known for. And then sort of a less known fact of our history is that he designed Linda Vista as well.
Scott, you couldn't ask the guy with an architecture degree the architecture question?
I didn't want to. Did you know that, Mark?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't want to make it too easy for people. Tammy, you have the board.
That would be favoritism, Mark.
That's right. Oh, and
I'm all for
Lydia,
it.
you're gonna hang on,
Oh, yeah.
please.
Sorry.
So Tammy, you have the board.
Okay, great. Let's go with Bijan this time. Thank you.
Hi, that's me.
Yay.
Tammy, I got you.
Great.
Unless I don't.
Bijan, children's literature question, Bijan.
Yes, good.
Pirate.
Favoritism.
Yes. Pirates Past Noon and Dolphins at Daybreak are titles from what popular children's book series? Dolphins at Daybreak, Pirates Past Noon.
I know this one.
That would be.
That's how old I am.
That would be Osborne's Magic Tree House series.
Tammy?
I agree.
That is correct.
Yes.
The Magic Treehouse, which a fun game is to make up your own Magic Treehouse titles. You're often correct, even if you just made them up. Okay, so Lee, you have the board.
All right, Aaron, here we go.
Aaron, for the block.
Johnny Boy.
Aaron. This author's 2014 poetry book sold over 3 million copies and helped launch the social media genre of Insta poetry. It's also one of the best-selling titles at the library shop. So the authors, I'll give you the title of the book just to help you out. Milk and Honey and The Sun and Her Flowers. Who is the author of those two books of poetry? It seems fair.
About as helpful to me as not very helpful. I don't know. Something that would not be helpful.
You're an amazing bluffer.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote Milk and Honey, Sun and Her Flowers. Lee?
I'm gonna not feeling it. I'm gonna disagree.
It's actually Rupi Kaur. Kaur, thank you. She wrote Milk and Honey, Sun and Her Flowers. It flies off the shelf at the library shop. If anyone's posted poetry on Instagram, you have her to thank. Tammy, so Aaron, put an X up. You're next. There you go. Tammy, you have the board.
I know. I'm just thinking. Let's see. Everybody's been picked.
Yeah, you gotta be ruthless. We're short on time. Go for the win.
I'm looking here. How about Christina?
Christina. All right. Christina.
Yes.
What is the name of the drug central to the plot of Frank Herbert's Dune series? Should probably ask Lydia this, but
Hydrochloroquine.
There's a theme of all of us getting questions that are not in our wheelhouse here.
Pretty much, yeah. Which is how real work as a librarian is. You can't control the questions you're getting from patrons. So
You really can't. I didn't actually read that one, but I saw the film a long time ago, and I'm going to say Special K.
Special K is the drug in the series Dune. Agree or disagree?
I have no idea, so I have no reason not to agree with her, I guess.
So that's a triple negative, so you're agreeing. Is that correct? Just for the auditors, so I have
for the auditors. Sure, I'll agree with her.
That's incorrect. The answer is melange, or Marcus known as
Spice.
The spice, yes.
It must flow.
I'm not a professional. Sorry.
So let's put a
Nothing. I know
A
nothing.
special K
about-
must flow.
no, not as catchy. So let's put an X. Let's put an X up, Christina.
Thank you.
And
Okay.
Lee, you have the board. We have a
Let's
couple
go
more
with
minutes.
Kent.
Kent, aka Kevin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Which one of
Our
his brothers
third-
is here?
Okay.
It's
Sorry,
sometimes
Kevin.
confusing. We've all been there, Lee. Don't worry.
I
Okay.
get called other names anyways.
Yes, sir.
This would happen.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
That's fine.
So Kevin, what book is widely considered the most often stolen from public libraries? Yes, people would actually steal a book from a library, even though they're free to check out. What is the most widely considered the most often stolen from a public library?
It is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the first book.
Harry Potter, agree or disagree?
Kids steal it
Man.
every day.
Really?
#1 book.
Oh.
You just caught somebody last week and we're not even open, right?
I know. Like we're missing. That's like the book that we're missing
Okay.
the most.
All right. I'm going to agree with Kevin.
Kevin is unfortunately bluffing.
Wrong.
It is actually the Guinness Book of World Records, which is also just
Oh.
bizarre.
That is.
And I was struggling because Susan Orlean had that fact in the library book, and I didn't
Yes,
recognize
that's
what
right.
you said, and I should have got.
Harry Potter's
Trust
probably #2
Susan.
then.
Left me totally.
Totally.
Probably is #2.
It's a confident
Did
man.
it too, though. That was a really good bluff. Boy.
Tammy's in shock and horror. Kevin, you definitely are the cleverest of the brothers.
Thanks.
Yes. Tammy, you have the board.
All right. Well, Miss Azalea, let's bring it home now.
You got this, Azalea.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
and Kevin, display your oath, please, for auditors' purposes.
Oh.
Flip it around.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, he's a little dyslexic. Okay, Azalea. Let's pick. This is for the win. So a lot of pressure on this one. Where was the Central Library during the period in the 1950s when the Carnegie Building was being demolished and what we call Old Central was being built, right? So in the 50s, they were building the new Central Library on 8th and E. They had to tear down the beautiful Carnegie Library to do that. Don't even get Rick Crawford started. It's heartbreaking. They tore that building down. Where was the Central Library during the time that they were building it?
I'm going to say Civic Plaza.
Civic Plaza. So during the 50s, the library was in Civic Plaza. So for the win, Tammy, do you agree or disagree?
You know what? That sounds like such a hard question. I'm going to disagree because it could be a million other places. I don't know. I have no idea.
That is correct. Great answer. It actually was in Balboa Park, in the Food and Beverage Building in Balboa Park, a cavernous wood and stucco relic of the 1915 Panama, California Exposition. That's where our Central Library was for a few years. There were squirrels in the stacks, is what I've heard. So great job, Tammy. Congratulations. You won the game. It looks like we're tied at 1 apiece. So I'm going to have to declare this a dual championship in Librarian Hollywood Squares. And I will send you guys an extra $10 each on your library shop gift cards. So you're each going to go home with $35 from the library shop. And thank you for playing. Great job, contestants.
Oh, congratulations, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tammy. And you guys are wonderful. I hope you all have had a great time. And once again, on behalf of San Diego Public Library, this is Librarian Hollywood Squares. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.